with 3 seniors and 2 sophomores in their starting and their main lineup, are a team of today, not necessarily a team of tomorrow. If you want to get out and see a team who's undefeated, you better get out now, because next year things will not be quite as strong, although they'll still be a good basketball team. Kenny Paulo, Greg Werner, and Sean Hoppert out front have been catalysts this year for the Cheesemakers. They're in their second to the last regular game here in Tillamook. They'll have one more playoff game here, and that will be all they wrote as far as seniors at Tillamook High School, and they have definitely done the job so far this year. An exciting team to watch in Tillamook. Sean Hoppert, he's a 6'1 senior, and Greg Werner, a 6'1 senior, and the other one would be Kenny Paulo, the 3-point specialist for the Cheesemakers on the outside. He is a 6'2 senior. And then on the inside, the twin powers, Matt and Mark Groshong, the twin sophomore brothers. Matt at 6'2", 228 pounds, maybe down to 220 by now. And Mark at 6'1", about 195 pounds. They're strong in the middle, not big, but they're quick enough to get by with it. And they have done a fine job, an unbelievable job as sophomores so far this year. Central with 90. Tillamook 7 first-place votes. Sutherland 5, and Central 1. Philomath 4th, Gladstone 5, Henley 6, Pleasant Hill 7, Phoenix 8. Myrtle Point and Sweet Home are tied. Myrtle Point is tied with Phoenix for 8. Sweet Home is 10, and then the others, Dallas, the most prominent there, North Valley, and then LaSalle. If you look at the state playoff picture, if and when the Cheesemakers get to the state tournament, they will either play on Tuesday afternoon at 1:30 against the second-place team from the Gladstone LaSalle team, which at this point would be LaSalle, and if they went in as the number 2 team, they would play the number 1 team out of the Philomath Central League, which at this point would be the number 3 ranked team in the state, the Central Tigers. Brian, what do you see from this game?
Well, it's kind of interesting to see the complete entire Rainier Columbians team being introduced here before the game starts. That's something you don't see too often. I think Rainier is a team that Bob is a little bit concerned about. One of his biggest dislikes as far as season scheduling goes is playing a team 3 times, especially when it's a Pop League opponent. Tillamook went through the Christmas tournament and just swept them. I believe it was 69-30, some crazy score like that. And then we went up, you didn't have the opportunity to go up to that game, but Harold and I went up and covered it a couple, 3 weeks ago up at Rainier. And Tillamook really didn't play all that good a ball game. They didn't play bad, but they didn't play anywhere what they're capable of doing, and they only came away with an 8-point victory. So I think tonight this is a game that does have Coach Lamb concerned, because it's just one of those situations you don't really like to be in.
If you look at the Quappa League right now, the record set Tillamook at 8-0, Seaside at 6-3 in second place, Scappoose at 4-4, and Astoria and St. Helens both at 4-5. Any combination of 2 wins or 2 losses for Tillamook or Seaside, or one of each, will be a for sure state playoff berth for the Cheesemakers and the Quappa League Championship. The Seaside Seagulls are 3 games behind right now with 4 games left. If Seaside were to lose tonight, which is a real possibility as they go to Scappoose in a big game for those 2 teams, and if Tillamook were to win tonight, Tillamook could actually clinch the Quappa League crown with 3 full games left in the season.
Well, I don't really think there's any concern at all whether the Cheesemakers will make the state tournament, but I think the real key is going in as the number 1 team. If you go in as number 2 team, you're going to have to play out of the Valco League, I believe they call it, and either or you're going to play Central or Philomath. That would not be a good way to start off the state tournament.
That's bad news for the start of the state tournament. There's no doubt about that. Both teams have been introduced, all the players off both teams introduced tonight, and the Tillamook High School pep band minus John Coughlin tonight, as he's home ill under the supervision of Morgan Strunk and under the direction of I'm not sure who, will play the national anthem. school pep band plays the national anthem. We're about ready for play here. Any final comments, Brian?
One observation, weak fan support tonight. I'm really surprised after what we had last week. Hopefully that's not going to be a downer for the kids because, you know, home court situation, especially a strong home court fan support, is critical to a good ball club.
At halftime tonight, we will talk to Tillamook guard Sean Hoffert. You may have seen Sean's picture in the Oregonian today as the player of the week. And I had the opportunity to talk to Sean before the game tonight since we couldn't actually grab him at halftime. And that will be on at halftime, and you'll want to stay tuned for that, as we will touch a little bit on the fan support and the fact that Tillamook doesn't feel like they can lose at home. Hoffert, Tillamook controls the tip and starts the game. Werner sets three-pointer, good. Nothing but net from the top of the key at 3 on the set shot. Tillamook leads 3-0. Hoffert tips the ball away against the press and out of bounds, and Rainier will bring it in backcourt again. In to hand the ball is Joe Witham. Witham to bring it in. Tight defense there by Werner as they get it into Zimmer. He's double team picked off by Werner. Hands Paulo, lay in. He missed it. Hoffert has it go off his hands out of bounds, and Rainier will get it back. Tough break there for Kinney. Just too easy. Couldn't get it to fall, and Rainier brings the ball in again. Newkirk with the ball in backcourt. Hands right to Witham. Witham still in backcourt. Tipped away by Werner, but picked off there by Zimmer. Zimmer to Witham, still in backcourt, long down-court pass into the bench of the Tillamook Cheesemakers, and Rainier, under 2 possessions, will have 2 turnovers.
Rainier offensive attack really doesn't have much in the way of attack so far.
Backcourt, Kenny Paulo with the ball. Going to bring it in, hands to Sean Hoffert. Man-to-man defense as it looks like they come out man-to-man straight against the Cheesemakers. Werner, right wing. Hands back to Hoffert. 3-pointers on the way for Sean, and it doesn't go. Rebound backside loose, controlled by Paulo, but handed right back into Taylor, and Taylor controls the ball. Taylor hands to Witham, and Witham walks the ball across the timeline, right to left. This is the KTIL. Mike sits here high above the west side of the Cheesemaker court. Witham, free throw extend to the left side, holds the ball, goes baseline to Zimmer. Zimmer back to Witham. Inside pass tipped away, but controlled on the backside by Zimmer to Newkirk. Newkirk drives baseline, working there against Mark. A long cross-court pass picked off by Paulo. Paulo lead pass to Hoffert. 2-on-1 break. Feeds left Werner. Lay in 2. Great pass from Sean Hoffert to Greg Werner, and the Cheesemakers lead 5-0 here. 6:30 left in the first period. Werner tips the ball away again. It goes out of bounds, and the Cheesemakers will watch Rainier bring it in again. Quick timeout from down below as sheer frustration comes off the Rainier bench with timeout on the floor. 6:30 left in the first. Tillamook leads 5-0. We'll be back after this. Cheesemaker basketball. Brian, we made the comment while we were away. Not one happy camper down there on the Rainier Columbia bench.
Well, it didn't take him long to get up, march out about 10 steps out on the court, and give the old timeout sign to one of his players and turn around and just scowl.
Werner picks the ball off in backcourt, hands to Paulo. Werner ends up in the first row of the bleachers, and Paulo with the ball to Hoffert, top of the key, right side of the mat. Back to Hoffert, baseline to Werner. 3-pointers on the way, good. Nothing but net for Greg Werner. He scored the first 8 points for the Cheesemakers tonight. Rainier, I'm sure, is wondering where this guy came from, as Werner had 3 and 8 points in the first 2 outings between these 2 teams. Top of the key. Goes right side to Newkirk. He eyes from 3, nothing going there. Goes back to Zimmer. Zimmer has the ball tipped, actually went off Newkirk. Paulo pleaded his case, but Rainier will get the ball out on the sidelines on the far side, and they will bring the ball in. 8-0 Tillamook lead, 6 minutes left in the first period. Clear out on top goes to Zimmer. Hands back to Witham. Witham with the ball, moves top of the key, left to Zimmer. Eyes from 3 against 2-3 zone, the matchup zone by the Cheesemakers. Witham, right side, Newkirk set shot from 3. It doesn't go. A rebound comes off Matt Groshong. Hangs onto his arms, outlet to Hoffert. Hoffert down the left wing, cross-court pass tipped away off Newkirk's hands, out of bounds, and Tillamook will get it out right next to the Rainier Columbian cheerleaders. Paulo brings it in to Werner, sets the 3-point line right. Werner, perfect so far tonight, holds the ball, lob pass inside to Mark, spin move, has it blasted out of there by Taylor. Ball's loose, picked up by Newkirk. 2-on-1 break, 2-on-2, jumper from 10, good. Breaks the ice off the bucket for the Columbians, and it's an 8-2 Tillamook lead. Hoffert breaks press in backcourt, timeline. Lob pass goes right side. It's tipped out of bounds by Witham, and Tillamook will get it out underneath their own bucket. Kenny Paulo to bring the ball in for the Cheesemakers. Calls number 1 from under there. Hand high in the air. Feeds inside Hoppert. Lay in 2. Nice inbound pass off the pick and roll. And Tillamook's lead is 10-2. Just over 3 minutes gone in the ball game. Top of the key is Witham with the ball. Feeds left to Newkirk. To Zimmer, to Witham, to Zimmer. Zimmer back to Witham as they hold the ball clear outside the three-point line. Goes right to Newkirk. He drives baseline, kicks it out to Zimmer. Three-pointers on the way. It doesn't go. Kenny Paulo offside board. Nice rebound. Outlet to Hoppert at midcourt. Hoppert timeline left. Cross-court mark. Lay in. It doesn't go. Rebound fought for. Loose. Newkirk comes down with it. Newkirk on the left wing. Tough break. Mark couldn't get it to go. Werner with the steal. Breakaway. Doesn't go. Hoppert misses. Paulo gets it. Double tip in there as it just wouldn't fall. And finally, apparently, they're saying Kenny Paulo leaves the ball alone after it comes down out of the hoop. He didn't mean to hit it, but it did all the same. Newkirk has the ball in backcourt. Breaks the timeline. Tipped away by Werner. I tell you what, Werner has been all over this place as far as his defensive hustle so far tonight. Tillamook's 12-2 lead. He also has 8 points on the game, and he'd missed a crippler. He'd had 10. Left side, Zimmer with the ball. Hands back to Witham. Witham, top of the key into Burdick. First time in the ball game. Right side, kicks it out. Three-pointer on the way. Good. Newkirk, the set shot from the knees. He hits nothing but net, and Tillamook's lead is cut to 12-5. Hoppert still in backcourt. Feeds to Werner, top of the key. Step drive inside. Fake, kicks it out. Mark, set shot from 18. Good. The best percentage shooter on the team, Mark Groshong, hits it from the baseline right. Tillamook leads 14-5. Newkirk has the ball tipped away. Gets the ball back on the right wing. Top of the key, Witham, left to Zimmer. Long cross-court pass. Newkirk tries to drive baseline. Cut off there by Mark nicely. Feed pass inside Taylor. Turnaround jumper. It doesn't go. Paulo with the offside board. Rips it away. Outlet to Werner. Werner on the right wing. Pushes ball. Goes top of the keys. Crossover step. Baseline mark. Jumper from 10. Good. Nothing but net that time. And Tillamook leads 16-5. Cross court goes Witham. Cross the timeline. Top of the key. 2-on-1 break. Feeds inside. Whistle foul. Greg Werner. Werner will pick up the first foul of the ball game here with 3 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first period.
Good fast action. Greg Werner's picked up three steals to go with his 2 assists already. Rainier with 5 turnovers, and I believe 4 of them were caused by the Cheesemakers defense.
Witham steps to the line. Joe Witham, a 5'10 senior, will be shooting 2. A slow dribble, reverse spin, air ball chant comes from the fans on the far side, and not an air ball, but the same results as he won't get any points for that one. The student section filling up a little better now. It's about half full, 3/4 full, still a good crowd. The adult section on the north end of the gymnasium, not near as full as it was last Tuesday night. Second free throw's good. It's a 16-6 Tillamook lead. Werner across the timeline and loses it, dribbles between his legs, hands to Hoppert. Hoppert drives right side, kicks baseline. Paulo, three-pointer, doesn't go. A rebound, Burdick on the offside. Burdick stout, probably about 230 or 240. Has good job screening away. Almost tipped off top as Zimmer tried to throw it away. He couldn't. Witham with the ball. Back to Zimmer. Zimmer, left baseline to Witham. Witham, cross court to Newkirk. He's going to set it on the way from 3. It doesn't go. Rebound loose. Burdick with it inside, puts it up and in. Burdick gets the offside board, and that's what Bob doesn't want to see, is that big man hurting him inside. Hoppert, free throw extended left side, baseline pass. Paulo saves it, but Burdick picks it off. Lead pass to Newkirk. Newkirk on the right wing, drives inside, jumps it up. It doesn't go. Rebound loose. Matt Groshong with the board, and it's a strong board at that. Outlet to Hoppert. Hoppert's going to push the ball again with 2:15 in the first. Paulo, three-point set shot. Good. Nothing but net that time for Kenny Paulo, and Tillamook's lead is 19-8. Witham across the timeline, step fake, hands to Zimmer. Zimmer, top of the key, goes left to Newkirk. Good hustle as Paulo tips it out of bounds. Into the ball game comes Dan Motzinger and Eric Moore. Out comes Matt Groshong and Kenny Paulo. Fast-paced action. Got to get a rest for the big guys inside now as Motzinger and Moore come into the ball game for the first time. Baseline left, Newkirk to Witham. Back to Newkirk, baseline left. Top of the key goes to Zimmer. Zimmer loses the ball, saves it back in, and Werner picks it off. Left side to Hoffert, drives inside, puts it up and in. Should have been a technical foul on Taylor as he slaps the board. Anytime you slap the board, that's a tee, but not called. Rainier breaks the press, left side with him, jumps it up. It goes. I don't know how that went. It crawled over the rim and fell, and Tillamook's lead is cut to 21-10. Minute and a half left in the first period. Hoffert, left, Derek Moore kicks it out to Motzinger. Motzinger, top of the key to Werner, three-pointer, doesn't go. Rebound comes off to Zimmer. Werner misses his first shot of the night, second shot of the night, as he already has 8 points. Burdick, high post right, kicks it out to Newkirk, top of the key to Witham, reverses left to Zimmer. Free throw extended to the left side, outside the three-point line is Zimmer with the ball. Baseline pass Taylor, turn around from 10. It doesn't go. Hoffert with a high board. Hoffert works the ball in backcourt, running on the press, 5-on-5 on this end of the floor. Goes Motzinger, pass inside, picked up there by Burdick and led to Newkirk. Right side to Witham, drives inside. Taylor, jump hook, doesn't go. Rebound off to Moore. Moore hands back to Werner with 40 seconds left. 21-10, Tillamook's lead. Werner, left side to Hoffert, going to jump it up from three. No, it doesn't go, but he's fouled after the shot. Zimmer's going to pick up the foul, and Hoffert will go to the line to shoot two. Hoffert has not been to the line. That's the first team foul on the Rainier Columbians, and a clean first half or first period of play, as each team has one team foul, and Tillamook with a 21-10 lead. Sean Hoffert with 4 points on the game goes to the free throw line. His first one rattles around noisy, but it falls, and Tillamook leads 22-10. Tillamook in their last outing against Clatskanie scored 23 points in the first period. Second one was no good. Wilson will foul, I believe, will be on Motzinger, either Motzinger or Moore. It will be on Motzinger.
Over the back.
And Motzinger picks up his first foul. 33 seconds left in the first period. Tillamook leads 22-10. Witham in backcourt goes to Newkirk, but it's thrown right to Mark. Inside to Sean, turnaround jumper, falls. Sean hits a nice easy turnaround on a good pass from Mark Rochon, and Tillamook leads 24-10. Left baseline, Taylor going to drive inside, tipped away. Mark Rochon comes off with it. Double dribble, no call, hands off to Motzinger. Motzinger right wing to Werner with 14 seconds left, and Tillamook will work for the final shot of the period. Werner with the ball, three-point extended. Mark goes for three. No, it's only two. Short off the iron, no good. Motzinger board, puts it up. It doesn't go. Rebound loose. Eric Moore can't get the shot off at the buzzer, and that's the end of the first period. Tillamook leads 24-10. We'll be back to Tillamook High School and Cheesemaker basketball action. Randy Shield and Brian Bowder with you here. Tillamook leads 24-10 at the end of the first period. Tillamook 16-0 on the season, the number one ranked team in the state, has looked just like that tonight, the number one ranked team in the state, as they have gotten up and down the floor. Lineup now as Rainier brings the ball in, pass inside, tipped off Hoffert's hands out of bounds. It'll be Rainier's ball. Jason Gerard, Sean Hoffert, Eric Moore, Matt Groshong, and Dan Motzinger, the lineup for the Cheesemakers. Casey Ray into the ball game for the Columbians. Posts up low, goes right to Zimmer, kicks out top to Witham. Witham, right side to Newkirk. He's going to eye from there, can't do it to Witham. High post to Burdick. Left side goes right to Motzinger. I don't know where that pass is going. Motzinger on the right wing, passes to Hoffert. Baseline, jumps it up from 10. Good. He made the step fake inside. Burdick turned right around to see where the ball went, and Hoffert still had a hold of it. Jumped it right up over the top, and Tillamook leads 26-10. Newkirk, three-pointer, rolls, doesn't go. Zimmer, backside board, puts it up and in. Nobody at all on the backside board that time for the Cheesemakers, as Rainier gets the second shot at the offensive bucket. Motzinger, left to Gerard, drives inside, right side Moore, lay in two. No call inside as Gerard went right over the top of Casey Ray, but it was a nice feed. Gerard gets the assist, and 2 points for Tillamook in a 28-12 lead. Top of the key, Witham, left side to Zimmer, going to drive inside, puts it up. It doesn't go. Eric Moore fights loose. Zimmer comes down with the ball. Right side to Newkirk. Travel, no call. Drives baseline, throws it up. It doesn't go. Rebound comes down to Newkirk. Newkirk with another offensive board. Feeds inside Burdick. Low post. Step fake. Drives it up. It doesn't go. Hoffert offside board. Going to push it. Nice work down the middle. 3-on-2. Left side. Matt lay in. Two! Great look-away pass by Sean Hoffert, and Tillamook leads 30-12. Witham, backcourt to Newkirk. Newkirk to Witham. Top of the key to Burdick. Whistle foul, Sean Hoffert. Got the reach there on the press as he came across. Burdick posted right square in the middle at the top of the key, and Hoffert's called with a reaching foul. That's only the third team foul, as out of the ball game comes Burdick, and Casey Ray will bring the ball in right in front of the Tillamook bench. Hands to Witham, left side to Zimmer. Zimmer looks baseline, can't as Motsinger cuts him off. High post to Ray, kicks it right to Newkirk, the sophomore, to Witham. Witham with the ball, works at hash mark right, clear out by the hash mark to Zimmer, top of the key. To Witham. Witham eyes, goes left to Zimmer. Zimmer steps, looks inside to Witham. Still holding the ball out. Payton, I think they're trying to hold the score down right now. But Newkirk bombs from three, and he hits, and Tillamook's lead is cut in half, 30-15. They have doubled right now. Motsinger right side to Gerard. Looks, goes top of the key to Hoffert. Baseline pass Matt, kicks it out to Gerard, steps back for three, goes back to Hoffert. Hoffert, top of the key, left to Motsinger. Three-pointer's going to go on the way from there. It doesn't go. Rebound, Hoffert tries to tip. It can't go. Zimmer gets the ball on the offside board. 5.5 minutes, 5:15 left in the first half of play. Tillamook 30-15 lead. It'd be nice, Brian, to hit the century mark for a change this season.
Yes, it would.
And maybe Rainier wants to out of that as they patiently move the ball around. Shots missed by Ray. Hoffert with the board. Hoffert on the right wing, works inside, pass to Moore, lay-in, it doesn't go, not actually a lay-in as it turned out, but the whistle and the foul will be charged to David Blanchard. Blanchard into the game for the first time. The 6'1 sophomore will pick up his first foul, and Tillamook's Eric Moore will go to the line to shoot two.
We noticed that we're not too many fans here tonight. I guess they must have a premonition of what was going to happen tonight.
They certainly must have, as it's been a blowout every sense of the word right now, as out of the ball game comes Sean Hoffert to a rousing ovation, and into the ball game comes Doug Fink. To the line goes Eric Moore. Moore still waiting as we're trying to figure out who the captain is. I'm not sure who they named. It's either Matt Groshong or Jason Gerard. I don't know that it really matters. What does captain do once you're on the floor, other than they're supposed to be the one that talks to the official.
Actually, the only one that talks to the official.
And that's not actually the way it usually turns out, but nevertheless, it must be Jason then, because I don't think Bob would want Matt talking to the official too much. He does that enough already.
Yes, he does.
Eric Moore's first free throw is good. His second one's good also, and Tillamook's lead is 32-15. Eric comes out of the ball game, and Ken Paulo checks back in. In backcourt with the ball comes Witham. Witham looking in for Taylor, can't find him, going to run the baseline, feeds in to Blanchard. Blanchard travels, no call, hands back to Witham. Witham right to left across the circle in the middle, hands out top of the key, now goes baseline right to Taylor. To Witham, looks left for Newkirk. Newkirk going to set up inside. He wants that three-pointer, but Tillamook won't let him have it. He's hit two from there already. Witham. Casey Ray, high post, feeds in Taylor, jump shot free throw line, doesn't go, rebound loose, comes off to Kenny Paulo. Paulo with the board, hands out right to Gerard, baseline pass to Doug, three-pointers on the way, doesn't go, rebound comes off to Fink. Good hustle, drives inside, trip, no call, rebound or loose ball picked up by Ray. Ray hands back to Witham, left side pass to Newkirk, three-pointer, yes.
He can shoot out there. It's a shot for the attempt that he puts up, and man, he's good at it as he nails these 3 out of 6 right now from that area.
Nothing but net on that one as he has 9 points to make that 11 on the night. Top of the key, Jason Gerard with the ball. Left to Fink, baseline left to Paulo. Step fake, working against Newkirk, hands back to Fink, top of the key. They work it around the horn. Jason Gerard at 3 right as Motsinger moves baseline. 32-18, Tillamook leads, 3:45 left in the first half. Top of the key, Fink, step fake, has the ball hacked out there, gets the ball back again, working against Taylor. Right side to Motsinger, going to drive baseline, jumper from 15, it's not going to go. Matt Groshong offside board, puts it up, he's fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Taylor took a big swing at a tomahawk hack on the arm inside, and Matt goes to the line to shoot a pair. Remember, at halftime, Sean Hoffert will be our halftime guest by way of tape from before the game tonight. And I'm sure you'll want to stay around and hear his halftime interview and also all the stats and comments from Brian as Tillamook leads 32-18. Do you have any comments so far, Brian?
Matt has just not had a good season from the free throw line. He missed 2 in a row.
As it continues, he's had a good season everywhere else.
Oh, outstanding.
It's been a taboo there at the line to make anything. Tillamook on defense in their 2-3 zone, working Gerard against Witham. Picked off by Paulo. Great anticipation. Breakaway. Lay-in. 2. It hung on the rim and finally fell as he tried to give that one away. Tillamook's already missed 2 or 3 lay-ins. Whistle will foul. Gerard's going to get called with a knee against Newkirk. That will be team foul number 5, and Newkirk will go to the line to shoot 1-on-1. I believe, unless they've already changed the board. Nope. They're going to say it's 4, so Newkirk will not go to the line to shoot 1-on-1. We'll do that next time. Still not in the bonus for either team here. 3 minutes left in the first half. Witham, baseline to Newkirk, back to Witham. Looks inside to Ray, jumper from 10, it doesn't go. Ray gets his own rebound, whistle foul. That was a hatchet shot in there by Kenny Paulo as he took a swing from his waist. Cut the arms right in 2 for Casey Ray as he was going up for the shot, and Ray will go to the line to shoot 2.
Now, I don't mean to question you or anything, but you're sure number 4 is Casey Ray and not like what they've got on the roster of Marilla?
Well, this roster says Casey Ray.
4, and they've just got the opposite.
I
He
know.
looked like Casey Ray from what I remember what he looked like, but I just wasn't sure.
I don't know.
We'll call him Casey Ray.
I don't suppose anybody's listening to us in Rainier, so what do they care?
You've got a strong point there.
Casey Ray or Marilla, we'll call him Ray, hits the first free throw, misses the second, but Taylor gets the rebound. Newkirk on the right wing, out top to Witham, baseline right, turnaround jumper, blasted out of there by Matt. Rebound by Kenny Paulo. Paulo to Gerard. Gerard, Blanchard picks it up, takes a big walk. He packed both bags on that one, but no call. Baseline pass inside, picked up by Matt. Outlet to Doug. Doug fakes with the ball, works across the timeline, looks right, fakes right, goes left to Gerard, and Gerard moves out top of the key to set it up. Gerard, baseline right to Fink, top of the key, looks inside, has the ball tipped away by Taylor. Fink with the ball, looks left, goes left to Motsinger, going to drive inside. Taylor pushes Fink down. Paulo baseline, jumps it on the way. It doesn't go. Rebound comes off to Taylor. Taylor end-to-end, fake, drives, lays it up and in. Nice step fake. That's all Phil McInerney move there as he looks away and drives inside and gets the 2 points.
And counts it for 2.
Left side, Motsinger and Tillamook definitely hit a lower spot here as the reserves has come in. Things are not moving quite as smoothly as they had. Matt Groshong misses 10-foot jumper. It doesn't go, and Rainier down with the board. Right side, Newkirk with the ball, going to drive baseline against Motsinger. Good defense. Moves top of the key to Blanchard. Step fake, feeds left. Taylor jumper on the way. Looks good, but it's not. Ray with a rebound, puts it up. Motsinger, a cap on top, a jump ball, and alternating possession, I believe, will go to the Cheesemakers, and it does. Back into the ball game comes Greg Werner and Mark Groshong. So it's Groshong, Paulo, Werner, and Fink in the ball game right now. Down court pass tipped away by Taylor and out of bounds. Tillamook to get it back right in front of the Rainier Columbian bench. Kenny Paulo to bring the ball in. Goes top of the key to Fink. Fink going to look right, go right to Werner. He's clear out. Cross court pass to Paulo. Going to put it on the way from 3. Yes. Nothing but 3 and net that time for Kenny Paulo, and Tillamook leads 37-21. 1 minute left here in the first half. Taylor drives, jumps it on the way. That's a brick. It doesn't go. Paulo with the board. Paulo outlet to Werner. Werner's going to push the ball. Right side, long cross-court pass to Matt. Matt jumper from 18. It doesn't go. A quick shot there. And Rainier down with the board. 48 seconds left in the first half. Casey Ray inside, kicks left to Taylor. Taylor, top of the key to Witham. Right side to Newkirk. 3-point chest push shot on the way. Rebound by Werner. Werner, left side pass to Paulo. Paulo, step fakes, going to bring it back out with 30 seconds left. 30 seconds is the magic mark for that one shot. Figure that 30 seconds is the place where you can hold the ball out and get the final shot of the period or half, and Tillamook pulls it out. 20 seconds left, holding it clear out on top is Paulo and Werner and Doug Fink as they all play catch. Paulo left side with 13 seconds to Werner. Works it around the horn, calls for a pick. Pushes out top to Paulo. Left baseline to Fink with 5 seconds. Drives inside, puts it up, doesn't go. A rebound, Greg Werner. net fakes, puts it up. It doesn't go at the buzzer, and that's the end of the first half. Tillamook leads 37-21 here in the first half, at the end of the first half, over KTIL in Tillamook. We'll be back with our halftime guest, Sean Hoffert, by way of tape, the stats and more after this 1-minute break for our sponsor. Welcome back to Tillamook High School and Cheesemaker basketball action. The Cheesemakers in a strong first period of play scored 24 points. They're up 24-10 at the end of one, and here at halftime lead 37-21 over the Rainier Columbians. Any combination, 2 wins by the Cheesemakers or a win by the Cheesemakers and a loss by the Seaside Seagulls will ensure the Cheesemakers of the #1 spot in the Quappa League, and that, of course, that most important state playoff berth to the state tournament in Eugene later on next month. Tillamook Cheesemakers lead 37-21. Here at halftime with us by way of tape from earlier tonight, we had to talk to Tillamook guard Sean Hoffert, senior guard Sean Hoffert. He comes from a line, Steve Hoffert, a while back. It's been about 7 years ago or 8 years ago for Steve, and then Jimmy Hoffert, now Sean, the last boy for the Hofferts, and he's done an exceptional job this year, listed today as a player of the week in the Oregonian, and rightfully deserved by Sean, as he does so much more than score points. We have the opportunity to talk to him tonight just about things in general, and here is this interview.
We're talking with Sean Hoffert here at halftime. Sean, you're 16-0. It's been, couldn't ask for any more out of the season. How are you and your teammates handling this? As far as being 16-0, is there pressure on you?
Well, we felt a little pressure from people around town, but nothing we can't handle. We knew we were good, but we weren't sure if we were 16-0, that quality, but it's no surprise that we thought we could do it.
What's been the secret so far this year? You've been consistent, and last year, you can look back, you weren't near that consistent. You've been consistent this year. What's been the difference?
Experience. We have a lot more experience this year than we did last year, from me and Kenny and Greg, all three of us coming back. We all have the state tournament. We played the state tournament our sophomore year, so that's helped a lot.
As you get to this point in the season, you're close to clinching the Quappa League championship and therefore a state berth. How much ahead are you looking as far as to that state tournament?
Not much at all. We know that we have to win here tonight, and if we beat Seaside this Friday, we'll have it locked up, and then we can start looking. But for now, we have to look at the league games to lock up championship first.
When you look at that championship, it's something you've strived for. Last year, you came up quite a way short of it. How important is that to you and to the rest of the ball club?
It was one of our first goals we set, was the league championship, and we need to get this close. Right now it's #1 on the chart, so we're shooting for that right now.
You just came up with a first in the state ranking, the #1 team in the state, and you know that, and everybody else knows that, and we bill it that way. But how important is that to you as a team?
The younger kids like it. I mean, the sophomores like Matt and Mark do. They like to hear that, and it's nice to have, but it doesn't mean anything because we were ranked 3rd last year. We ended up 5th in our league, so we know it doesn't mean anything.
As you start looking around the rest of the state, there's some good ball clubs, but there's also some good ball clubs in the league. Rainier is a tough ball club. Seaside next week, Astoria, St. Helens are all real good ball clubs. What do you think of the next 4 games?
We set out at the halfway mark through the league. We decided that we weren't going to lose at home, and if we won the Classical game, it would lock up the league championship. But now we have a chance to win it easily, so we're just going for it all right now. We're hoping that we won't have a loss going to the state tournament.
You've had some good PR lately. You have the big picture in the paper today and the whole bit, and you get a lot of publicity around town. How's it been this year? It's certainly a far cry from last year. How do you handle that, and how's it changed you lately?
I'm trying not to change it, let it change me, but last year I got some publicity, but we were losing, and this year it's a lot better because we're winning, so it's a lot more fun this year, obviously.
How anxious are you to get to that state tournament and show off how good a ball club Tillamook really is?
That's what we're looking for. That's what we've been shooting for all year, so.
What's been the secret as far as your younger kids? You're playing right now with 2 sophomores, and that's almost unheard of in this situation to be the first-ranked team in the state and have 2 sophomores inside. How come they're doing such a good job? What do they do that is so well for you?
They're fast. They can move. Most big guys, most centers don't get past half court on a fast break, but Matt, most time he's out with us. So the speed really helps, and we like to keep them loose. They kind of get tense once in a while, but since we keep them loose, they play a lot better. That helps.
And they haven't seemed to felt the pressure at all. They calm in every situation. What's been the biggest game for you this year, the most enjoyable win?
Either Dallas here or Dallas there. That was fun because they were just cocky. They were thinking they were going to walk all over us, but we drilled them both times, and then the Scappoose game there, we won the last couple seconds.
Do you expect any more close games? What do you think your chances are in the last 4?
Our home games, we're pretty confident about those, but the Seaside game, that's going to be one of the toughest of the year. And that story is always tough at home. They got the big crowd and big band, so.
The big band where everybody has a microphone and everybody can hear. John, we appreciate you spending the time to talk to us here at halftime, actually before the game, but on halftime on KTIL, and we wish you the best of luck throughout the rest of the year.
Thanks a lot.
And again, we would like to thank Tillamook senior guard, Sean Hoffert, for his comments for tonight's game. Here at halftime, the Tillamook Cheesemakers lead at 37-21 over the Rainier Columbians. We'll be back with the stats and more after this 1-minute break for our sponsor.
Tillamook Cheesemakers are over the Rainier Columbians by a 37-21 score. A couple earlier ball games tonight, Tillamook freshmen and JVs were both victorious. The freshmen by a score 73-38. They just trounced on the visiting Columbians, and the Tillamook JVs also with a good outing, a 67-47 victory. Tonight, the Tillamook Cheesemakers are doing a fine job, and it's really not much of a ball game. But every time you come out and play a team like this, you have to go out and give your best effort. Cheesemakers are doing that well tonight. Rainier's led in scoring by Jason Newkirk, 3 out of 7 in the 3-point area, and he's also 1 out of 3 from the 2-point area. He's got 11 points on the night, and a couple or 4 other players with 3 and 2 points apiece out of 21 points. You don't really have to have a whole lot of people scoring. Tillamook Cheesemakers, on the other hand, are led in scoring right now by Kenny Paulo. That's a good first half. He's got 10 points. Sean Hopper's got 9 points. Greg Werner came out and scored all 8 of the first, well, actually the first 8 points of the ball game. First 8 for the Cheesemaker and for the whole, both sides. He's got 8 points on the night. Eric Moore and Mark Groshon have got 4 points apiece, and Matt Groshon has got 2 points to round out the Cheesemakers scoring. Tillamook has got 20 rebounds compared to 13 at halftime. Tillamook with just 4 turnovers compared to 10 for the Columbians. Cheesemakers are 11 out of 26 and 4 out of 7 from the 3-point area. 15 out of 33 total for 45%. Columbians 5 out of 17 and 3 out of 8. That's a total of 8 out of 25, 32%. Tillamook is just 3 out of 7 from the free throw line right now at 43%. Rainier is 2 out of 4 at 50%. Scoring by quarters, it was 24-10 at the first quarter, and now it's 37-21.
And both teams coming back onto the floor here to start the second half of play. The Tillamook Cheesemakers start the same starting lineup. That's Werner, Hoffert, Paulo, Groshong, and Groshong. And on the outside for the Columbians, the ball is thrown away, but it's tipped by Werner apparently and out of bounds. The Rainier will bring it in. Taylor in front of their own bench is Rainier, dressed in their black with green and white stripes. Start the second half here with Casey Ray in the middle, Witham, Taylor, Blanchard on the lob pass inside, tipped away. Tillamook picks it off. Hoffert step fake inside, lose control, but dribbles between his legs and gains it again. Paulo eyes to Hoffert, top of the key for 3. Yes, it was noisy, but it fell, and Tillamook leads 40-21. Sean Hoffert with 12 points in the ball game so far tonight. Witham in backcourt, whistle foul. Witham fell down, so they had to call something, and closest guy to him was Werner. Werner picks up foul number 2, and the Cheesemakers pick up their first foul of the second half. Top of the key with the ball goes Witham right side to Taylor. Remember, Taylor exploded for 30 the last meeting of these two. Newkirk misses the shot. Mark with the outlet to Greg at midcourt. Greg 3-on-2, feeds right to Matt. Jumper from 10, doesn't go. Paulo misses the tip in. Rebound comes down to Newkirk. Newkirk outlet left as Witham brings the ball down to Newkirk on the right wing. Going to drive baseline. all the way through the key, kicks it out, picked off there by Werner. Werner looks left to Hoppert, fakes, feeds inside to Sean, lay in, it goes. Tough shot as Sean caught right underneath the bucket, just split it up and in off the glass, and it fell, and Tillamook leads 42-21. Long cross-court pass goes Taylor, going to drive inside, backcourt pass to Blanchard, a little too fancy there as Blanchard controls, but it's tipped away and finally chases itself out of bounds on the far side of midcourt, and Tillamook will get the ball back.
13 turnovers on that last offensive sequence where Greg Werner picked the pass off and also got an assist out of that. He picked up his 5th assist and 5th steal in the first half of the ball game.
A lot of good things from Greg tonight, and a good ball game for Werner. Top of the key, Hoppert, left side to Paulo, going to put up an 18-footer. It's good, and Tillamook leads 44-21. Tillamook shot 50% in the first period. It dropped to 45% by halftime, but starting off well here in the second half. Hoppert steal on the breakaway. Whistle, foul as he goes up. Hoppert goes down in the heat, but I think he'll be all right as he'll go to the line to shoot two. Boo Birds come out there as a tomahawk hack goes on by Witham on the foul. He picks up foul number 2, and Hoppert goes to the line to shoot 1-on-1. Nope, he'll be shooting 2.
Why is that not a breakaway foul? I thought Sean had a wide open lay-in. The guy
looked pretty intentional.
A last-ditch effort, drops him to the floor. It seems to me like you'd have to hit him with a breakaway foul on that.
Sean misses the free throw, so the foul pays off. He'll get the second attempt. Tillamook leads 44-21.
Where's the beer sausage?
Rebound, or the second one is good, and Tillamook leads 45-21. Cross-court pass picked off by Mark. Ahead to Greg. Cross-court pass tipped out of bounds by Newkirk, and Tillamook will get it back underneath their own bucket.
I smell beer sausage.
Kenny Paulo, left side to Werner, top of the key to Hoppert, right side Paulo, three-pointers on the way. Good. Nothing but net that time for Kenny, and Tillamook's lead is to 27 points. Right side, Newkirk, step fake, cross-court pass to Zimmer. He goes left baseline, Taylor, 18-footer on the way. It doesn't go. Hoppert offside board to Paulo. Paulo back to Hoppert. Hoppert in backcourt pushes the ball. Top of the key. Step drive inside. Drives. Jumps it on the way. Doesn't go. Hoppert tips it up. It doesn't go. Hoppert gets his own rebound. Hikes it through his legs to Mark. Lay in 2. Hut 1, Hut 2. Hands to Mark, and he scores, and Tillamook leads 50-21.
I think Mark has just about had enough of Sean goofing around inside the big man's country and said, I'll show you how to do it.
Right side. Casey Ray with the ball. 18-footer on the way. It falls. Hit straight back iron, went straight in the air and fell through, and Tillamook's lead is cut to 27. Werner, left side, step fake inside, cross-court pass to Paulo. Paulo is moving out of there, and Werner throws the ball away. Tillamook turns the ball over only for the 5th time the entire ball game. You expect to win ball games when you only turn the ball over 5 times in almost 2.5 quarters of play, and combine that with a 50% shooting night, and many of those from three-point land. Right side, Mark picks it off, lead pass to Hoppert. Hoppert on the breakaway, lay in 2. I thought he had ideas to try to put that down, Brian.
I think he did, and he thought about it, or second thought kept him back from it.
Zimmer, as Hoppert kind of eyed like he was going to try to slam the ball on that breakaway. We've only seen that once here in Tillamook, and in recent memory, and that was against the very same Rainier Columbians 3 years ago as Steve Meckers drove the inside and slammed City on that one. Sean picked up the 2 points. Rainier turns the ball over again. Werner baseline to Matt. Matt step fake, puts it up. It doesn't go, but he's fouled. Hoppert on the backside there. Matt made the step fake, got him in the air, drove it in, tried to get the three-point play out of it, but the ball wouldn't fall, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Tillamook up by 29, 52-23. 4:20 left in the third period.
I don't believe your cheesemakers are going to hit the 100 or the century mark tonight.
I don't believe so.
And that's basically because of that second quarter when Coach Slam just gave everybody an opportunity to play. Matter of fact, Sean Hopper spent a lot of time on the bench that third quarter, or the second quarter.
Both free throws missed again by Matt Groshong. Backside Newkirk, crossover step, blasted out of there by Mark. He says, get that weak stuff out of here, and he blows it to the wall, and Rainier gets the ball back underneath their own board.
Sophomore versus sophomore, tough to imagine.
We'll see many of that in the next 2 years, won't we? Zimmer, right side goes to Taylor. Step drive inside, jumps it over Matt, doesn't go. Matt with a rebound, hands back to Hoppert with 4 minutes left in the third period. Hoffert right side to Warner. Step fake, going to drive inside. Feeds left to Paulo. Top of the key to Hoffert. Step fake, going to drive inside to Mark. Oh, Mark couldn't get the handle on it. Great pass. Ball's loose and still loose. Casey Ray comes up with it midcourt, moving left to right. Drives inside. 10-footer. Good. Banks it off the glass and down as Tillamook trying to control that offensive board. Just couldn't get it to go. Hoffert on the right side. Baseline to Mark. Mark cross court to Kenny. Lay in 2. Great ball movement there, and that was just absolutely beautiful as the Cheesemakers bingo, bango, bongo if you're a Sean's fan, and Tillamook leads by 29. Right side, Newkirk plays a juggling act and finally hits it on the end baseline. He goes down in a heap, and the sophomore got a lesson there on how not to do it, and Paulo will bring the ball in. 2 new ball players come in. I think this is Marilla, or is that Ray?
Oh, no, that must be Marilla. I think the other one looks more like Tony from what I remember. Very, very slender build. Southern kid. He got a little bit of meat on where Tony never had that.
Okay. So we'll say Marilla's into the ball game. He checks in with Witham and Taylor and Blanchard along with Ray. Hoffert on the left wing. Pass inside to Mark. Jumper 2. That was a bullet pass through a needle eye there as he... Hoffert rifled it in, and Mark picked it up, turned around, and pushed it on in the hoop. Rainier turns the ball over in backcourt again, and Tillamook with a 31-point lead, 56-25 here with 3 minutes left in the third period. I would expect that fourth period, these 5 guys on the floor right now will be watching it from the sidelines.
I would most definitely think so. Rainier's had a tough time this third quarter with 6 turnovers already with 5 minutes gone.
Warner, top of the key, left to Hoffert. 3-pointers on the way. He gets hacked in nothing but net. He got the shove in the face afterwards, but Tillamook's lead is up to 34. This is a blowout, as we have not seen many blowouts like this entire season at 16-0. Marilla set shot from 3. It's a zone ball. Nothing but air there as the O-zone ball gets virtually nothing and goes on, dribbles or bounces right on out of bounds, and into the ball game comes Motzinger and Gerard to replace Paulo and Warner. So Hoffert, Motzinger, Gerard, Mark Rochong, and Eric Moore also into the ball game now for the Cheesemakers. Backcourt is Hoffert.
Paulo goes out with 17 points, and Greg goes out with 8 points.
Kenny's had a good night shooting so far for the Cheesemakers. Hoffert across the timeline all by himself to Gerard. Gerard on the right wing, baseline pass almost tipped off there. Mark Rochong, whistle foul going to be on Blanchard. Blanchard picks up the foul as Mark used the body to position and keep him away. And Blanchard with only the third team foul here in the second half, 2:26 left in the third. Tillamook will bring the ball in on the far side. Gerard on the right wing goes to Hoffert. Hoffert step fake, spin move, fakes, jumps it on the way. A leap and leaner, nothing but net. Pretty shot by Sean Hoffert as Hoffert picks up his 22nd point of the ball game. And they've been a quiet 22 at that.
Very quiet. He hasn't forced any shots at all.
Left side Witham with the ball. Pick up top by Ray. Left side to Marilla. He had the air ball before. He gets ironed this time. A little closer than last time, but still the same result. Eric Moore hands back Motzinger, 15-footer. Short off the front iron, no good. Marilla with a rebound. Outlet left to Witham. Witham, left to right across the timeline. Top of the key, crossover dribble, jumper on the way from 10. It doesn't go. A rebound, golden ladder goes Mark Rochong. Outlet picked off by Blanchard. Crossover step, blasted out of there by Mark. Get this weak stuff out of here again. And Mark takes care of Blanchard's shot. Hoffert drives inside. He's hacked, no call. Witham with the ball. To Marilla, to Ray on the right wing. Ray brings it down and holds it up. Ray hands top of the key to Witham. Left side to Blanchard. Going to step drive baseline against Mark and decides better of it. He tried that last time and got nothing but a face. And Witham with the ball top of the key. Cross-court pass to Blanchard, standing outside the three-point line to Witham. Inside high post to Ray, kicks it to Witham, left to Blanchard. Good ball movement, but to no result for the Columbians. Baseline turnaround jumper blasted out of there. I thought I could hear that from here, Brian.
Oh, I definitely heard it as Mark picks up his third snuff of the night.
Ball goes out of bounds off the check shot by Mark Rochong as Doug Fink checks in for Mark now, and Witham will bring the ball in underneath their own board. Witham goes top of the key. Into the ball game now is Darrell Harkleroad for the Columbians. To Blanchard, right to Witham. Witham looks cross court, can't get it. Right baseline, Witham. Ball's tipped away, and Gerard comes up with it. Gerard on a 2-on-2 break, top of the key, free throw line jumper on the way, short, no good. Rebound, Doug Fink on the right wing. Top of the key to Gerard, jumper on the way from there, good. He got the second attempt from the same spot, and now it's nothing but net, and Tillamook leads 63-25. 28 seconds left here in the third period. Witham with the ball on the left wing. Going to step drive there by Harkleroad. Can't do anything against Hoffer. To Witham, cross-court pass thrown away. Blanchard finally chases it down right in front of the sideline. Ray inside loses the ball. Gerard comes up with it. He loses it right back to Witham. Witham, whistle, foul. Gerard's going to pick up the foul. That wasn't Witham. That is Craig Bozarth. Bozarth 34, not 24. Tillamook picks up only their second team foul of the second half, and they lead by a score of 63-25. 38-point lead for the Cheesemakers here. 10 seconds left in the third period. Top of the key with 9 seconds goes Witham, going to drive inside, kicks it off to Ray. A three-point prayer on the way. It's no good. Motzinger with the board with 2 seconds left. One right side to Hoffer, and that's the end of the period, and that's the end of the third. Tillamook leads 63-25 after
Public Employees Federal Credit.
Welcome back to Tillamook High School. Randy Shield and Brian Bowder with you here as the Cheesemakers lead 63-25 over the Rainier Columbians. Cheesemakers bring the ball in. Motzinger turn around from 5. Rattles around, doesn't go. Ball's loose. Eric Moore fights for it. Goes off his knees, out of bounds. And Rainier will get the ball back underneath the Tillamook boards. Brian, what about the third quarter stats?
Oh, you've got to be kidding.
Why don't we check back with that a little later?
They're not ready right now.
Witham. I pay you good money to have those things done, Brian. Now get them done over there. Witham with the ball, cross-court pass goes to Harkleroad. Back to Witham. Is all I do is sit around here and talk. You have to do all the work.
I can't really say what I'm thinking on the air, so I'll just keep my trap shut.
That's probably a good idea. Right side to Bozarth, to Harkleroad. Set shot from 18 is good. Harkleroad hits the bucket, and Tillamook's lead is cut to 63-27. Motzinger going to drive inside, pass to Moore, lay in, doesn't go. Rebound comes off to Witham. Moore a little bit too fast on that one as he's moving towards the baseline, kind of threw it up on a jump hook lay-in, and it crawled across the board and over, and Rainier came down with it. Bozarth right wing to Witham. Step fake there from 3, pass inside, tipped away, but Bozarth picks it up. Top of the key to Ray, back to Bozarth. Set shot from 18, looks good, doesn't. Rebound comes off. They're going to say that's off Eric Moore, and he shakes his head about that one, and Rainier will get the ball underneath their own boards. An easy game to officiate tonight. Not many fouls, not much going on, and definitely not a close ball game by any stretch of the imagination here in Tillamook. Ray on the right wing to Witham, top of the key. Witham, cross-court pass, looks inside, goes to Ray at the high post. Triple team there, kicks it out, almost throws it away. Goes to Witham, right side to Bozarth, to Witham. He eyes, goes baseline right. Looking inside, that's Harkleroad, cross-court. Bozarth, top of the key, right side to Harkleroad. Set shot from 18. It doesn't go. Eric Moore with the offside board. Outlet to Gerard. Gerard on the left wing, moves to the middle. Top of the key, right side Werner. Three-pointer on the way. Good. Nothing but a set shot and net for Greg Werner. And Tillamook's lead is 39. Tillamook by 39 here. 5:50 left in the ball game. Left side, Harkleroad with the ball. Top of the key, Witham. Right side, set shots on the way. Doesn't go. Rebound loose. Over the back, no call. Over the back again, no call. Rebound still loose, and Motzinger with the ball at midcourt. Right side to Werner. Werner moves top of the key to Gerard. Gerard back to Werner. Werner looks, step fake inside, drives, kicks, waits, still in trouble, hands to Moore. Close to the 5-second call, back to Werner. He looks, goes top of the key to Gerard, step fake up top, goes right side to Motzinger, set shot on the way from 18, doesn't go, too hard, rebound off to Witham. Witham, baseball pass to the other end, picked off by Werner. Nice defensive back move by Greg that time as he picks off the ball. Nice moving screen by Motzinger, left side Gerard, 18-footer, doesn't go. Rebound loose, still loose. Harkleroad chases it to the corner, off balance, feeds it back in. Witham down with the ball. Witham walks the ball left to right across the timeline, baseline right to Ray, step fake, back to Witham. Witham, cross court, high post to Blanchard, whistle, timeout. Timeout on the floor. We're going to keep this one right here. Brian, why don't you tell us about those third period stats. Tillamook leads 66-27, 4:45 left in the ball game.
Actually, I was kind of counting on a little timeout action myself, but now since you insist, Cheesemakers had 32 rebounds compared to 16, 9 turnovers compared to 17. Right now they're 19 out of 40 and 7 out of 10, total of 26 out of 50, 52% shooting for the Cheesemakers. Rainier, 7 out of 25 and just 3 out of 13 from the three-point area. That'd be 10 out of 38 for 26%. Tillamook still having a tough line at the free throw line, 4 out of 9. 44%, and Rainier is just 2 out of 4 at 50%. Leading scores at that point right now, Sean Hopper's got 22 for Tillamook, and Kenny Polo's got 17. Sean also picked up 8 assists and 6 rebounds while he was in there. Leading score for Rainier would be Jason Newkirk with 11 points, all in the first half.
Hey, Brian, I bet you didn't know that this broadcast is a property of the Oregon Eagle Incorporated and KTIL AM and FM, and we are AM and FM tonight. Any rebroadcast, public rebroadcast of this without the express written consent of Oregon Eagle Incorporated will be in violation of existing laws and regulations, and violators will be prosecuted. Warner drives on the other end. It goes, and he's fouled. Warner on the steal. Why don't you talk, Brian?
Well, I was going to tell you, because you were looking at the paper, I was going to try to describe the play.
I was going to guess.
Well, you've done that before, but I've usually kept quiet about it. Inbounds pass, Greg Werner put a pretty good tight defense on the player and just picked it off, drove all the way. He was hacked in the air through the lane, put it down, and he's at the line right now.
His free throw's no good, but it goes off Ray's hands out of bounds. No, they're going to say it's off Tillamook. I didn't see it that way, but that's why I'm not a ref, and they are. And Rainier will bring the ball in. Into the ball game comes Mike Ediger for the first time tonight. It's Ediger, Gerard, Moore, Motzinger, and Fink. Some good playing time for the substitutes here in Tillamook. Top of the key, Newkirk goes to Ray. Back to Newkirk. Step drive against Gerard in the man-to-man. No, make that a 2-3 zone defense. High post to Ray. Ray in trouble there. Tight defense goes right to Harkleroad. Harkleroad with the ball to Newkirk, top of the key. Inside to Ray. Back to Newkirk. Going to drive inside. Jumps at Prayer on the way. It doesn't go. Motzinger with the board. 3-on-0 break. Motzinger going to drive. Lay in 2. Motzinger in hot pursuit was Casey Ray, but he couldn't get there in time until Tillamook leads 70-27. Right side, Harkleroad. Step drive. Looks inside. Can't do it. Hands back to Newkirk. To Harkleroad. Baseline pass tipped away. Gerard comes up with it. Gerard dribbles it off Moore's foot, out of bounds. Going to be Rainier's ball. Into the ball game now for the Cheesemakers comes Steve Dutton. Steve Dutton replaces Eric Moore. Tillamook's only juniors in the ball game right now with Dutton and Ediger. They will return with the Twin Powers, Matt and Mark Rochon, next year, the only returners for the Cheesemakers. Cross-court pass, Newkirk goes baseline left to Harkleroad. Back to Newkirk, top of the key, going to drive inside against Gerard. Can't go anywhere. Free throw line, he's snuffed. Right side with the ball is Catilla. Catilla, a starter. We haven't seen him for 3 quarters. Newkirk set shot from 3. It doesn't go. Rebound loose, comes off to Ediger. Ediger, outlet right to Gerard. Lob pass left to Fink, lay in 2. Doug Fink on the nice assist from Jason Gerard, and Tillamook leads 72-27. 27 points. They've scored only 2 points here in 5 minutes of the third period of play, or fourth period of play. Top of the key, Harkleroad with the ball, goes right side, looks for a drive inside to Bozarth. Whistle foul going to be on Ediger, I believe, with the block on the baseline.
I believe Motzinger picked that one up. That's the first foul they've called in quite some time, as action is getting furious out there.
As the black and white know that this game's over, let's get home in time for the last part of the Olympics, maybe. And top of the key is Ray with a set shot. It doesn't go. Rebound, Harkleroad. Whistle foul, Motzinger. Motzinger's going to be called for the foul on the arm. Now we're going to be in the 1-on-1 situation here with 2:52 left in the ball game.
One-on-one situation, there should be a lot of time left in this ball game.
No, apparently we're in the bonus after this one. So they bring the ball in. Newkirk goes for 3. He doesn't get it. Rebound comes off to Catilla. Catilla baseline shot by Harkleroad doesn't go. Rebound comes off to Rainier again and throws it up. Whistle on the foul. That time will go on Ediger. And to the line will go Craig Bozarth. Bozarth with the offside boards, and all of a sudden Rainier has controlled the glass here on their end of the floor. Looking ahead, Friday, Tillamook Cheesemaker basketball over KTIL right here in Tillamook will be in Seaside. Don't forget the championship, Coapa League championship game will be held right here. That'll be between Tillamook and Scappoose in girls action the same night. So if you can't make it to Seaside, grab your radio and come to the girls game here, and you'll get the best of both worlds. KTIL boys and live girls basketball. Fink misses a shot. Rebound comes off to Harkle Road. Outlet right to Catilla. Catilla cross-court pass. Hands to Newkirk. Newkirk right. Catilla drives baseline. Jumps it up. Nice check by Dutton. Whistle on the foul. Didn't look like a foul from here, but I guess either way, 72-27, it really doesn't matter.
I was going to mention, when you talk about let's look ahead to this next coming week, I thought that's a good idea, Randy. Let's just look right ahead to that Seaside game. Hopefully there will be a lot of crowd support for the girls here, and hopefully most of those fans will also be boys fans, and they would bring their radios with them.
The Tillamook Cheesemakers in, if I had a game to pick, Brian, throughout the rest of this season where the Cheesemakers have a decent shot at getting beat, it would definitely be in Seaside against Seaside. Seaside has a lot to gain by winning that ball game, and the Cheesemakers can virtually sew it up with a win up there in Seaside. So they'd love to have a win up there on Friday night to clinch that Coapa League championship against the Seaside Seagulls in the Seaside Gym. That's Friday night, airtime approximately 7:15 right here on KTIL. Gerard, top of the key, right side to Fink. Fink, pass inside, Ediger, turnaround, doesn't go. Rebound loose, off Ediger's knee, out of bounds, going to be a Rainier ball. 2 minutes left in the ball game. 72-28, Tillamook lead. They're up by 44 points here over the Columbians. Newkirk on the left wing. Baseline pass to Burdick back in the ball game. To Newkirk, drives the free throw line jumper, hits, not even close, but there's a whistle on the foul.
You talk about that Seaside game up there, that will be a tough game for the Cheesemakers. It's a real tough place for the opposing teams to go up and play, especially with the officiating. Not that the officiating is really all that bad, but those guys, all the officials, they either live in Seaside, Warrington, or Astoria.
That's right.
You know, if they don't call up their way, they're going to hear about it. And that's
all
just
week.
A tough place. Yeah, that's just a tough place for an opposing team to go up and get a fair shake.
And I tell you what, if Seaside's not ready for Tillamook, they never will be, as Seaside was humiliated down here. Tillamook just destroyed them. Free throw is missed. Rebound by Catilla is put up and in, and it's a 72-31 game. Minute 45 left here in a whole hummer for the Cheesemakers. Motzinger baseline to Ediger. Turnaround jumper doesn't go. Rebound loose, comes off to Burdick. Burdick in backcourt, almost tipped away by Fink, but back to Burdick. Newkirk, left wing, goes baseline to Harkle Road. Jumper from 17, good. Harkle Road hits 2 on the left side, trying to make it respectable, but it'll be a long ways from respectable when this one's over. 72-33. Fink's going to put up a three-pointer. It's hard off the back iron, no good. Rebound comes off to Casey Ray. To Burdick. Burdick going to push it down to right wing. He travels, no call. Hands back to Ray. Step drive, puts it on the way. Hack, no call. Rebound, rattles around and fell. Casey Ray gets 2, and all of a sudden he has 8 points in the ball game, and Motzinger brings the ball down. Motzinger left side to Fink. Fink bounce pass to Dutton. Turnaround jumper, good. Nice quick move by Steve Dutton in the middle. Tillamook leads 74-35. The final 45 seconds here in Tillamook. Pass inside, picked off by Ediger. Ediger, lead pass tipped away. Going to be Tillamook's ball in front of no. They're going to say it wasn't tipped. I thought it was tipped. Apparently not, as Rainier will get the ball back in front of the Tillamook bench. 38 seconds left in the ball game. Tillamook will go to 17-0 here on the season and 9-0 in Coapa League. Casey Ray hits again from the top of the key, and the lead is cut to 74-37. Left side, Fink with the ball, has the ball tipped away, but Gerard comes up with it top of the key. Gerard step fakes, looks, goes right back to Fink with 14 seconds. Fink and Gerard play catch, left Ediger. Ediger inside Dutton, has the ball tipped away, but comes up with it. Turnaround jumper on the way. He thought there was less time than that on the clock as the ball rolls, and a traveling call against Rainier with 3 seconds left. Steve, everybody said shoot, and Steve thought there was no time left on the clock, and he shot. He gets the ball baseline, turnaround, puts it up, partially checked, rebound Dutton, but that's the end of the ball game. Tillamook wins it 74-37, exactly doubling the Rainier Columbians and a 37-point win. The Tillamook Cheesemakers go to 17-0 on the year, the number 1 ranked team in the state.
Make it okay?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a work on that. Great. Zappo. Good shot.
That's really fun. No, you guys have a two-way system.
Good guy out. Pretty good. Can you see the game all right now?
We just do the transmitter. We got a standard.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, Gary brought it up in one of the AD's meetings for me. Right after the season.
Should be a ball game. I hope so. Oh, yeah. If we can stay with you, well.
Yeah, I think that'll work.
Take it around.
Oh, they almost got us. You gotta get control of the ball before you start shooting.
Gulls entertaining the #1 rated AA boys basketball team in the state of Oregon, as shown on both United Press International and AP polls, the Tillamook Cheesemakers. They're not a huge team, but they're a very well-balanced, well-coached team. They're extremely talented, and they have been playing tremendous basketball all season long. And so we are looking forward to seeing them in action in the confines of Seaside High School, and we're going to do that. And we will be back with some more talk about tonight's ball game in just a moment.
Knutson Insurance has served the Astoria area for many years, and now Bob Knutson is in his office at 3.
People came up from Tillamook, and they had a tough choice to make to come up here tonight, because as this game is being played, which, as a matter of fact, Tillamook can sew up the sole championship of the Coapa League with a victory tonight. As this is being played in Tillamook, the Tillamook girls and their counterparts from Scappoose are playing the Coapa League girls championship game. The winner of that game will be the #1 team in the Coapa League, and this is the last weekend of the season, and the loser of that game will very likely be tied with Seaside for the #2 spot, and will have to go into a playoff situation there. So, some couple of tough games tonight, both involving Tillamook, and the Tillamook fans had to make a tough choice.
They did, and also a big game tomorrow night for the Seaside girls. They have to win that game tomorrow night to be tied for second place.
Absolutely, yeah. We can't count any chickens yet, because the Astoria Fisherettes, a very tough ball club, too. Incidentally, speaking of Astoria, almost their entire boys basketball team has come to the game tonight. I see them sitting up there in the balcony on the other side. So they came down to see what's going on here. And one of the reasons, of course, is that next Tuesday, I believe it is, a week from tonight, Tillamook will be playing at Astoria. That's right. Seaside and Astoria have already met for their 2 times this year.
All the teams taking a bye at one point during the season. I think Seaside is next Tuesday,
Yes.
is that right? They lost anything all year, including
Not only in the Cooperative League, but they're undefeated. They're flat undefeated. They've had their moments, believe me. They pulled out a victory at Scappoose in the final second with Sean Hoppert sinking 2 clutch free throws with 1 second left to play, and they won that game by a single point. But they're the kind of team that you kind of expect to do that. Like I said, they're very talented, and they're pretty cool. And we'll see how they play tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineup, John.
Okay, we'll start out with the visiting team, the #1 ranked team in the state of AA basketball, Tillamook Cheesemakers. Starting at guard for them, Greg Warner, a 5'10 senior. Alongside him, all-star guard Sean Hoppert, senior, 5'11. Playing down on the forward spot, Ken Palo, senior, 6'1. And the Groshong brothers, Mark Groshong starting at the post, 6'1", sophomore, both sophomores. And Matt Groshong, his brother, 6'2", sophomore, will be starting at the post position.
And for those who haven't seen the Groshong brothers, not only are they relatively tall, but they are beefy. They look like football players, which indeed they are football players. But don't let their size fool you. They can move. They're really quick for their size. They get a lot of tough rebounds, and they'll muscle the heck out of you under the basket. You really got to be careful. Now, the Seaside Gulls are kind of back on track again with a little more familiar starting lineup than Coach Larry Elliott has used in the past couple of games.
Certainly has. Well, with the Groshong brothers, 1'6'1", 1'6'2", I don't know what their measurements are in width, but they're pretty wide. They'll throw up the key down there. Starting.
Apparently, our PA announcer has heard that new song, Pump Up the Volume. A little bit hard to hear over the top of him, but I guess the purpose for him to be there in the first place is for the people to hear. And so what he's doing right now is once again introducing the starting lineup for the Tillamook Cheesemakers, who include Greg Warner, Sean Hoppert, Ken Paulo, and Matt and Mark Groshong. And the Seaside Gulls will now be introduced under a tumultuous ovation from the highly biased local fans here. And there's a pretty good contingent of local fans out here tonight. And as we mentioned, it will be Bill Westerholm, Matt Clark, Kristen Starling, Mark Smith, and Casey Middow starting for the Seaside Gulls tonight. And we'll be back with tonight's ball game in just a moment. Inside to Smith. Smith up with his shot. Knocked away. Pulled down by Starling. He puts it up and in, and the Seaside Gulls grab a 2-0 lead as Kristen Starling draws first blood. In the backcourt, Sean Hoppert for the Tillamook Cheesemakers working against double team. Plays it into the front court to Greg Warner. On the near side it comes to Paulo. On the far side to Werner off the glass. It is no good, and the rebound is grabbed out. A foul is going to be called underneath on Mark Groshong, the first foul of the ball game. As he went over the back of Mark Smith, and the ball belongs to Seaside, which it did anyway. And Matt Clark will play it in, and there's going to be some full court pressure being exerted, although not heavy pressure, apparently. as Bill Westerholm brings the ball up against Werner and Hofford into the front court to Clark. In the corner to Mark Smith. He'll hold there in the corner. Now back out to Clark on the left wing. Top of the key to Westerholm. Westerholm fires it back into Clark on the left wing. Back to Westerholm. Top of the key. Works to the right side. Punches it off to Middow. In the deep corner to Clark. A three-point try by Matt Clark. Zip. And Seaside has a 5-0 lead. Sean Hofford brings the ball into the friend zone for the Tillamook Cheesemakers. On the near side it comes to Paulo. Back to Hofford. Threw the ball back. It's going to be lost behind the line. Back across the line. And Sean Hofford made a break for the basket just as Ken Paulo threw the ball toward him. And so it went back across the line, and the Seaside Gulls get it on the turnover. As in comes the pass to Bill Westerholm, moving to the top of the key now. On the left wing, it goes to Clark. Back out to Westerholm, being met there by Werner. On the near side to Middow. Middow looks inside, but nobody's free, so he dribbles once and fires it back out to Westerholm. On the left wing to Clark again. Bounces it into the corner to Middow. Back to Clark. He'll set for another three-pointer. This one is in and out, and it comes out to Sean Hofford and the Tillamook Cheesemakers. That one rattled, but it wouldn't go down. And the ball is knocked away from Hofford by Smith, but picked up by Sean Hofford. Knocked away again, picked up again, and it goes out of bounds, and it was off the foot of Casey Middow. So it'll be played in by Sean Hofford and the Tillamook Cheesemakers. Into the backcourt it comes to Greg Werner. Greg Werner back into the front zone now as Seaside tries to put a little D on the near side to Hofford. Hofford driving, loses the ball, and it's picked up by Middow. How can you call that? And there's a foul called under the basket, away from the ball, and that one's on Matt Clark. So the ball belongs to the Tillamook Cheesemakers again. Wait a minute. They say that was a two-point basket and not a three-point basket by Clark. Oh, wow. I think a point has been stolen from Seaside on that one. We better check this one out. Oh, they're going to give him only 2 points on it. The referee pleading ignorance on the play. I don't think that's what the referee should do. Werner drives on the baseline, has to pump it back out and does. Gives it to Matt Groshong into the corner to Werner again. Back out to Groshong on the outside. Groshong starts his dribble back into the right corner to Werner. Now back out to Matt Groshong on the near side to Mark Groshong. Underneath it goes to Werner. He can't get a shot away under there, however. Pumps it back out to Matt Groshong. Up with a jumper. And it's a zipper. A three-point play put in there by Ken Paulo. And it's a 4-3 ball game. Pass comes in to Matt Clark, who will move it across the timeline. No, he does not. He gives it back to Westerholm. Westerholm across the sideline. On the near side to Middow. Middow back out to Westerholm. Westerholm holding, top of the key. To the left side to Clark. Inside, Christian Starling, turn-arounder, up and good. He hit that one from about the free throw line, and it's 6-3. Greg Werner to Sean Hofford, bringing the ball into the front zone for the Tillamook Cheesemakers. On the left side, Hofford starts his drive, gets around Westerholm, comes up, fires it underneath. A nice pass to Mark Groshong for 2 points, but he bangs it off the glass, and it's a 6-5 ball game. Clark into Middow in the front court. Middow drives, flushes it back out to Clark, into the corner to Westerholm, back out to Clark on the left wing. Now on the right side to Middow, sets and drives, and back out it comes to Westerholm, to Clark. Inside to Smith. Smith dribbles once, puts it up off the glass. It's good. Nice move by Mark Smith, making it 8-5. Greg Werner to Sean Hofford. We're down to about 4.5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter of play, and a nip-and-tuck ball game so far. On the far side to Ken Paulo. Paulo drives, tries to get past Clark, has to bounce it back out to Werner. Werner on the near side gives to Matt Groshong. No good. Rebound is grabbed by Mark Smith and pumped out to Casey Middow, and he'll bring it into the friend zone. Pushes it across to Clark, holding back to the top of the key now to Westerholm. To Clark on the left wing. Back out to Westerholm, top of the key. Gets a little static on the right side to Middow. Boy, they're playing it close. And almost knocked away. Clark just barely got that one. Double teamed, looking to pass off, and now lobs it across to Middow. And 5 seconds is called. Tillamook gets the ball on the turnovers. Greg Werner brings it into the front zone. To Ken Paulo on the far side. Groshong inside to Werner. And he traveled with the ball, and the ball goes over to Seaside. very, very vocal fans tonight on both sides. Westerholm takes the inbound pass from Middow, puts it on the left side to Clark. Clark moves it across the timeline, now into the corner to Smith. Underneath to Starling. He puts it up, no good. Rebound comes out to Paulo. Starling had the position that time, couldn't make it drop. Paulo gives to Hoppert. Hoppert driving, looking to pass inside, and does. Nice over-the-head reverse layup by Paulo, and the score goes to 8-7 as Seaside clings to a 1-point lead. Westerholm into the front zone to Clark. Clark driving on the left side all the way into the corner. Back out to Westerholm, and Clark is fouled before he could release that ball. Foul will go against Greg Werner, I believe. That'll be the second team foul against Tillamook. And the Seaside Gulls will retain possession. The first one against Werner. Clark to play it in, gives it to Westerholm. Westerholm drives to the outside with the basketball, moves to the top of the key, bounces it into Smith. Give and go to Christian Starling. His shot is up and it doesn't drop. Taken off by Smith. Smith turns around, fires it off the glass. It's good. Mark Smith gets another turnarounder, and it's 10-7. Seaside by 3. Sean Hopper, top of the key on the right corner. Almost taking a shot there, Greg Werner. Now he drives. Now he drives into the lane, and a foul is called on Westerholm. And I can't say that I'm really fond of the tone of the two cheering sections. I don't like that kind of stuff, but they're both doing it, so what can you say? Paulo plays the ball in, gives it to Matt Groshon. No good. Rebound taken out of there by Smith. Off to Westerholm. No full court pressure being exerted as the pass comes to Clark in the front court. Now back to Westerholm on the near side to Middow. Along the baseline to Clark, back out to Middow. Middow drives into the lane. Puts up his little shot off the glass, and it's good. 12-7 as the Seaside Gulls can retain their pretty good accuracy so far. Werner brings it into the front zone on the left side. Big Matt Groshon gives it to Werner. Werner drives the lane, puts the pass underneath, and a foul is going to be called on Mark Smith, I believe. That's one of the problems that has plagued Mark Smith all season long, is that blocking foul called against him. And every time he does it, the coaches hold their hands straight up saying, hey, don't put your hands down, don't use your hands, don't chop at it, just hold it up. Hit a shot off the glass by Hopper, no good, and Smith gathers in the rebound for the Seaside Gulls. Down court to Darnell now, moves into the front zone. Darnell has spelled Westerholm as the point guard for the moment. Middow on the right side holding the basketball. Back to Darnell, top of the key. Darnell starts his drive, bounces it back to Middow on the right side. Middow being watched carefully. Into the corner to Clark. He steps from there. It's going to be short. Over the top. Gathered in by Paulo. Down court to Greg Werner. Werner driving. Gets cut off at the pass, so to speak. Bigs it back out to Sean Hopper. Underneath and through the arms of Matt Groshon, who saved there. Mark Groshon saved it just in time to put it into Seaside. Darnell drives. His little shot from the baseline is off the rim. No good. A rebound comes out to Sean Hopper. Hopper driving down court into the front zone. Bounced out to Werner. Werner with his little jumper off the glass. It's good. Nice shot by Greg Werner. And that brings the score to 12-9. Middow in the backcourt. Driving with the basketball. Punches it into Clark. Clark driving on the left side. Holds. Back out it comes to Middow, top of the key. Middow fakes. Has it knocked away. Pulls it back down. Pushes it into Christian Starling. Bouncer back out to Darnell. And they'll try to start over again. Clark. Back out to Darnell, top of the key. Darnell moves to the left side, bounces it inside to Starling. His turnaround is up there, and it's off the back of the rim. He gets his own rebound, however, drives inside, puts it off the glass. It's good. There's tenacity for you, isn't it? Well, I've never seen him play like that before. He's here to play tonight. Greg Werner brings it into the front zone. Stop. Knuckles it inside, broken up, but it's pulled down by Werner. His shot is up, and it's good. Good alert play by Werner. Even though the pass initially was blocked, he got it back and put it in as 14-11. Casey Middow into the front zone, looking for the last shot. Gives it to Starling, now to Clark. Clark puts one up on the left side, and it's no good. But he is fouled, and he's fouled in the act. And Coach Larry Elliott a little bit upset there because he had rather clearly signaled for one shot for the Seaside Gulls, and apparently Matt Clark didn't notice that, and he went ahead and took his shot, and it wasn't a bad chance. Kind of lucky he got fouled on the play then. That was Mark Groshon's foul, his second personal third-team foul. At the line, shooting two shots is Matt Clark, and in the meantime, shot is good. In the meantime, Mark Smith is taking a seat off the bench, and Jared Boyd has come in to spell him. Likewise, Mark Groshon will go to the chair, and Eric Moore comes in for the Tillamook Cheesemakers. Shots by Clark is good, and it's 16-11. Seaside by 5 points as Groshong plays it in. Stolen away by Darnell, but stolen back by Werner. Werner brings it into the front zone, driving into the lane. Pops it off on the left side. Shot is up, no good. Traveling is called against Moore. He changed his pivot foot. He faked one way, came the other way, but he changed his pivot foot in the process, and that's traveling. Whoa, bad pass by Seaside. Darnell threw it just off the outstretched fingertips of Darnell, and with 4 seconds left, Tillamook gets the ball in, and Elliott says, let's give him some static. We'll give him a good shot. Warner drives, leaves it for Hopper, the long shot at the buzzer, in and out. And there is the end of the first quarter of play with the score. The Seaside Seagulls 16 and the Tillamook Cheesemakers 11. Very fast and furious pace in the first quarter of play. Seaside emerging with a 16-11 lead. And we're going into the second quarter now, and Seaside will take the ball to start out play as Tillamook goes into their 2-3 zone defense. And a question by the official scorekeeper, I guess. Okay, well, the ball will go to the Tillamook Cheesemakers instead then. John Hoppert plays it into Greg Werner. Werner moves it into the front zone. Into the corner it goes to Paulo. Paulo back to Werner on the right side. Looks inside. Up to the top of the key to Eric Moore. Moore drives one time, now goes to Matt Groshong into the corner again to Paulo. Paulo sets one up from there, too high. Rebound is grabbed out by Christian Starling. Off to Matt Clark, stolen away by Hoppy, but stolen right back by Clark. And brings it into the front zone, still on the dribble drive. Clark with the ball, hustles it into the corner to Bill Westerholm. Underneath it goes to Boyd. Boyd being triple teamed, bounces it back out to Westerholm. His jump shot is up, and it's good. Three-pointer from Bill Westerholm, making it 19-11. John Hoppert plays it to Greg Werner in the front court, comes out to Paulo. Paulo holds, back to Werner, top of the key, over to Hoppert on the far side. Hoppert drives into the lane. Shot is knocked away, and a late call that time. And Bill Westerholm went over the back, apparently, of Sean Hoppert, and that's his second foul of the ball game. Fourth team foul against the Seaside Gulls, and that will definitely put Hoppert at the free throw line because he was in the act of shooting. This one goes up and off the rim. That's not like Sean Hoppert. Score holds at 19-11. And shot number 2 for Sean. Up and no good again. The rebound comes out to Jared Boyd. Off it comes now to Darnell across the timeline. Darnell on the right side making his move. Still on the dribble drive. Off it comes to Westerholm. Top of the key on the far side to Matt Clark. Back to Westerholm. Westerholm puts it on the near side to Darnell. Nothing free on the inside. Westerholm fires another long one. It's no good. Off the rim. Taken out by Darnell. His shot is up. It's no good. And the rebound comes out to Eric Moore of the Tillamook Cheesemakers. Down court to Werner. Werner to Hoppert on the right side. Hoppert stops. Tries to put one up and does. It's no drop. And the rebound is grabbed off by Clark. Clark down court to Westerholm in the deep corner. Loses the ball off his hand. It was knocked out apparently by Werner. And the ball will be played in by Seaside. Frantic moment or two there as those two teams changed possessions. Bounce comes out to Darnell in the deep spot, moves to the top of the key. On the right side to Westerholm. He holds. Inside to Clark. Clark drives into the lane, puts one up. It's no good, and a foul is called. Mark Smith checks back in for Seaside, and this time he'll get Christian Starling a rest, and Starling has really played a tough first quarter. Back out of the lineup comes Werner, and in comes Gerard. Jason Gerard for the Tillamook Cheesemakers. Shot by Clark is good. It's 20-11. And he has the next one. Incidentally, the bonus is now in effect a 1-and-1 for both teams for the remainder of the half. It's good. 21-11. Seaside takes a 10-point lead as Sean Hopper takes the inbound pass. Moves it into Gerard, moving into the front court to the Tillamook Cheesemakers. Into the corner it goes to Moore. To Paulo. And he loses it. It's back across the line against the Tillamook Cheesemakers. And so the Seaside Gulls will gain possession on the turnover. Second time that's happened to Tillamook so far tonight. As Bill Westerholm takes the inbound pass, gives it back to Clark on the left wing. Clark looks inside, back out to Westerholm, top of the key, to try to set something there as he moves to the right side. Darnell now on the top of the key, back to Westerholm on the right wing. Way across to Darnell. Darnell still controlling the basketball, hustles it out to Clark. On the near side, then it comes to Westerholm, and he puts it into the corner to Darnell. Back to Westerholm. Tillamook staying in that zone defense. Westerholm gives it to Darnell, who moves to the outside. Back to Westerholm on the right side. Smith gives it inside to Clark, and he's called for traveling, or is there a foul in there? I guess there was a foul.
Had a foul, but I thought the shot went up before the foul.
Foul is against
Eric Moore.
Eric Moore, okay.
15 foul, so at the line.
So I don't know if this is a shooting violation or if it's 1-and-1. Apparently he was fouled before he began the act of shooting, at least according to the official. Shot is good, 22-11. Matt Clark, the junior left-hander, all the way. Hustles up the second one, and it's good, and it's 23-11. Here comes the pass to Gerard, and he brings the ball up court, moving against the full court defense. On the right side, Moore drives to the basket, puts it up, it's good. A nice move that he got around Clark that time. Pardon me, that was Ken Paulo that did that job. Seaside with the basketball in the front zone, Jared Boyd moving. Underneath, Smith puts it up, and wow, was he hacked. The ball shot didn't go, and a foul wasn't called, and this time it was. But it's a 1-and-1 shot this time instead of a 2-shot foul. There was no question about it being on the arm of Smith that time, but apparently out of the view of the officials. And Matt Clark is at the line again, and Casey Middow will come in and spell Todd Darnell at the guard spot. And into the game for the Tillamook Cheesemakers comes Dan Motzinger, and he will replace Mark Groshong in the lineup. Mark Groshong just committing his third foul of the game. Matt Clark at the free throw line with a 1-and-1. Puts it through. 24-13 goes the score. Seaside with an 11-point lead. And Clark has the bonus.
Not the guy you want to foul and put at the free throw line. Perfect from the line.
Well, he is forcing those fouls. Now you against him. Shot goes out. It's taken out of there by Groshong. Down to Sean Hoppert across the line. Driving into the lane. Up with his jump shot. It's up and it's good. 24-15 goes the score. Seaside with a 9-point lead. And Bill Westerholm signals. Let's take our time. Let's do something positive. Jared Boyd takes the pass into the front court. Gives it back to Westerholm on the right side to Middow. Into the corner to Clark. He'll set from there. No good. Rebound comes out to Paulo, but it's taken out again by Jared Boyd. And Seaside has the ball as Paulo just tried to save it, and he did save it, but he gave it to Seaside. Underneath, Smith. Back out it comes to Boyd. Boyd fakes, puts one up, it's batted away, and a foul is called on Sean Hoppert. That's first foul on Hoppert, I believe. But it is a shooting, it was a shooting violation, obviously. Jared Boyd was in the act of putting that ball up. So Boyd gets 2 shots. First of which is up and good. 25-15. Seaside extends the lead to 10 once again. And Boyd has the bonus. Well, actually, he had 2 shots coming. Pick it up. This one's no good, and the rebound comes out then to Motzinger. Motzinger holds in the backcourt, now giving it to Sean Hoppert, who moves it into the front zone. Hoppert on the right side, then the left side, and Casey Middow is called for reaching in on Hoppert. That's the first foul on Middow, but it's a 15 foul against Seaside, so Sean Hoppert will be at the free throw line with a 1-and-1. Incidentally, in the preliminary action tonight, it was the Tillamook Cheesemaker JV team defeating Seaside 61-45. Hoppert's shot is up and good. 5'11" senior guard, an excellent shooter. 25-16 goes the score. And Hoppert's bonus on its way. And it's good. It's 25-17, an 8-point lead for Seaside. As the ball comes in, and apparently, I don't know, they stepped across the line.
Mark Smith inbounded the ball. When he inbounded the ball, it hit the back of the backboard, and that's out of bounds.
So Tillamook gets the ball under their own basket. they can get it in, and they finally do to Gerard. Now into the corner it goes to Motzinger, and he travels. So Seaside will get the ball again. And let's see if Tillamook chooses not to put on any pressure this time as they back into their zone defense. And here comes Westerholm into the front court to Clark, to Smith on the left wing, gives it back out to Westerholm. On the right side to Middow. Middow starts to drive, pushes it back out to Westerholm. To Clark on the left side. Into the corner to Middow. Middow back out to Clark. He'll set from there. It's in and back in. Clark gets a three-pointer. 28-17 goes the score. Seaside extends to 11. John Hoppert working against Middow. Working it into the front zone. Underneath by himself is Groshong. And Seaside left the back door open on defense that time. And it was an easy basket for Matt Groshong. 28-19. Westerholm into the corner to Jared Boyd. Back out to Clark. To Westerholm, top of the key. Westerholm into Boyd. Boyd holding, back out to Clark. Clark will set again. And this one is no good. Rebound taken out by Boyd. His shot is up. It's still good, but a foul is called, I believe, on Groshong, or it could be on Motzinger. We'll see who they flag it against. It's on Groshong, so both of that's the second one on Matt Groshong. And at the line will be Jared Boyd, as in comes Craig Camberg to spell Bill Westerholm in the lineup. Jared Boyd at the free throw line. Shot is good. 29-19 goes the score.
2 for 3 from the free throw line so far for Jared.
And his second one will be on its way momentarily. Up it goes. Perfect. 30-19. Seaside with the lead. Tillamook with the basketball. Sean Hoppert double teamed in the backcourt. And now looking into the front court and finds Motzinger there, and Seaside quickly gets back into their zone defense. Back out to Werner, now back into the ball game for the Tillamook Cheesemakers. Leaves it for Motzinger. Motzinger drives the baseline, then back out. And pushes it off. Almost stolen away that time by Clark. Back to Motzinger in the corner. To Werner, outside to Sean Hoppert. Sean Hoppert left to his own volition. Puts it underneath to Matt Groshong. Back out to Werner. His shot is up, in and out, and the rebound is grabbed by Mark Smith. Whoa, that disappeared below the hoop and then popped back out. Matt Clark in the front zone for Seaside. Puts it over in the right corner to Middow. Inside. Shot is up by Boyd and good. Nice move inside by Jared Boyd. 32-19. As Werner brings it into the front zone for the Tillamook Cheesemakers. Working against Middow. On the far side it goes to Motzinger. Back out to Werner. Werner holding, still holding. Now gives it to Motzinger. He'll check and shoot one from out there. It's no good. Rebound is grabbed out by Sean Hoppert. He takes one. Steps it back out to Motzinger on the outside. A three-point try now. It's good. Yeah, Motzinger with his first basket of the evening and some three-pointers makes the score 32-22. As Middow brings it into the front court, gives it to Jared Boyd, who skips it off to Matt Clark on the left side. Into the corner to Camberg, back out to Clark, top of the key to Middow. He'll take a three-point try. It's in and out, no good. Rebound tip high, pulled down by Seaside and lost off the fingertips of Jared Boyd. A good try by both Boyd and Greg Werner. Back into the ball game comes Eric Moore, and out goes Matt Groshong, and now, if possible, and yes, he will come back in. Christian Starling replaces Jared Boyd. Jared Boyd again putting in some very quality minutes off the bench. In the backcourt, it's Greg Werner with the basketball. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the first half of the play. Werner holding, gets it out to Sean Hoppert. Hoppert, top of the key, makes his drive, a long jump shot, short of the mark, pulled down by Hoppert, so gets another try. Back out it comes, a long shot oftentimes gives you a long rebound, and Hoppert backed into the Seaside Bells that time, and now a foul is called on Matt Clark. It looked like Sean was just really pushing there for a moment.
He did. When he goes up for his jump shot, he jumps straight forward. And the time before he took a shot, he went right into Casey Middow, and there was no call, and he kind of lost his footing on the last time. Matt Clark ending up getting the foul, however.
Ken Paulo at the line, shooting two. One is good. 32-22 goes the score. Paulo, the 6'1" senior forward for the Tillamook Cheesemakers, who, with the exception of the Groshongs, there's the second one good. Field and all senior starting team. Groshongs are both sophomores. Middow with the ball. Into the front zone, still driving on the right side. Drives all the way to the baseline. Off it comes to Camberg, his shot is up and good from about just past the free throw line. 34-24 goes the score. Sean Hofford being bothered a little bit by Middow, moving slowly into the front zone. On the far side, it goes to Greg Werner. Now to Eric Moore inside. Shot is up and good. Left-hander that time by Ken Follow. 34-26. Minute and 5 seconds remaining as Middow brings it into the front zone. Almost throws it away. Gives it to Clark on the left side. Puts it underneath for Starling, and he puts it in. A beautiful feed from Clark to Starling. 36-26. Again, Sean Hofford brings it into the front zone. Now makes his move. Fakes. Puts one up underneath. Foul. Rejected. No. They call a foul on Smith. Second foul on Mark Smith. He made a great effort that time to reject that.
Certainly did, Ken. I really have to disagree with that call. Boy, he was on top of that one.
So Ken Paulo at the free throw line again. This time, once again, shooting 2 shots, and he was 2 for 2 his first trip up. Shot is up, and this one's no good. It hits off the back of the rim and bounces away. So the score stays 36-26. As Bill Westerholm checks back in, and he'll probably, well, he's going to replace Casey Middow in the lineup for the final 46 seconds of the first half. Westerholm, of course, has 2 fouls on him, as do a couple of others, though. Shot is up by Paulo, and this one's good. 36-27, Seaside with a basketball, and I don't know, is it one-shot time? I think it is. At least that's the signal from the Seaside bench as Westerholm twists and turns and works his way into the front zone. Bounces it off to Starling. Starling dribbles once, gives it out to Camberg. Camberg hustles it onto the top of the key to Westerholm, back to Camberg on the left side. Now he dribbles, moves in toward the corner, puts it back out to Westerholm. Out deep on the near side, it comes to Darnell. Darnell on the right side, driving inside, then pushing it back outside to Smith. Smith gives to Westerholm. Westerholm moving on the outside, back to Smith, back to Westerholm at the top of the key. 13 seconds left to Darnell on the near side. He drives. He hustles it in to Smith. His shot is up and good with 7 seconds remaining. 5, 3, 2, 1. Here's the last shot of the half. It's short of the mark. And there's the end of the first half of play. With the score, the Seaside Seagulls 38, Tillamook Cheesemakers 27.
840 Sports brought to you by the Clatsop Tillamook Teachers.
Half point. Bill Westerholm with 3. Craig Camberg 2. Casey Middow 2. Jared Boyd came off the bench and provided Seaside with some great defense and helped them offensively. Ended up with 5 first half points.
Okay, so that's the story here in the first half of play. An exciting ball game so far, and Seaside with an 11-point lead going into the second half of tonight's game. 38-27 over the Tillamook Cheesemakers. As the teams on the floor getting warmed up for the second half, you kind of wonder a little bit if there's any strategy changes, particularly on the part of the Tillamook Cheesemakers, if they're going to try to put any more pressure on the ball. They seem to, when they do put a full-court press on the Seaside Gulls, frustrate Seaside somewhat. On the other hand, neither team has really put a close full-court press on the other team. Most have been satisfied to give them a slight bit of pressure and then go back into their zone defense. So we probably won't see too much of that changing. The front of the attack on Hofford, Ken Paulo, and Matt and Mark Grosjean for the Seaside Gulls. Matt Clark, Bill Westerholm, Casey Middow, Mark Smith, and Kristen Starling. Exactly the same starting lineups for both teams at the start of the game. Seaside will have the ball to start the second half of tonight's ball game, leading 38-27 as Matt Clark plays it into Westerholm, and he moves into the front zone with the basketball. Westerholm on the right wing to Middow. Middow looks inside, gives it to Smith. To Starling, knocked away from Starling by Greg Werner off to Sean Hofford. Hofford drives, gets his shot up, and it's no good, and the rebound is tipped away, pulled down by Grosjean. He puts it in. That was Matt Grosjean with the follow-up basket. It's 38-27. Knocked away underneath for Sean Hofford, and the Tillamook Cheesemakers get the first 4 points of the half. Now a serious full-court press being put on by Tillamook. As Bill Westerholm brings it into the front zone. Drives for the basket, shovels it off to Smith. His 2 points off the glass. And it's 40-31. Ball knocked away by Casey Middow out of the hands, and actually partially kicked by Middow.
Ken, you said we weren't going to see much change. We got a full-court press going here.
That's what both of them need to do. Greg Werner with the basketball. Right side. Pushes it inside to Groshong. Turnarounder up. No good. Rebound taken out by Middow in the Seaside goal. Down court quickly comes Casey Middow into the front zone. Now gives it to Bill Westerholm. Westerholm on the right side. Gives back to Middow. Top of the key on the left side to Smith. Inside to Mark Smith. Back out to Middow. A three-point try. It is no good. And the rebound is grabbed out of there by Matt Groshong. Groshong will bring it up into the front zone, right side. Now into the lane to Greg Werner. Fakes, puts it up off the glass, in and out, no good. And Smith clears the board for the Seaside goal. Down court intercepted by Sean Hofford. And Sean Hofford drives against Smith, puts it off the glass, and it's good. And a bad pass that time, an ill-conceived pass by Mark Smith into the hands of Hofford, and you got to watch out for a guy like that. Ball comes into the Seaside goals in the backcourt. Matt Smith, Matt Clark driving into the front zone to Christian Starling. His shot is up, it's no good, and the rebound is played off by Tillamook. Coming back quickly, they're trailing by just 7 points as Sean Hofford brings the ball into the front zone against Casey Middow. Middow driving on the left side. Hofford up with his shot. It is no good, and the rebound is grabbed by Mark Smith, and the Seaside goes. Down court to Middow. Middow into the front zone for Seaside. Now trying visibly to slow things down. Into the corner goes the pass. Back out to Clark on the left side. Clark holding to Christian Starling. Back to Middow. Into the corner to Westerholm. His shot from the corner is up and good. 42-33. Seaside by 9 as, again, Hofford to Werner into the front zone. Werner drives on the right side. Back out it comes. A try by Paulo is good. And it's 42-36. And a 6-point lead for the Seaside goals as Bill Westerholm plays it to Middow. Middow gets into the front zone quickly, driving into the lane. Hits it underneath to Smith. His shot is up and good. Nice feed by Middow to Mark Smith. 44-36. Back comes Sean Hofford. Driving. Puts it up off the glass. It's good. And a foul is called on Smith. That's the third foul on Mark Smith in the ball game, and Hofford will be at the line to try to make it a 3-point play. He could make the score 44-39 and cut the lead to 5 points here. We're just getting going in the second half of play. Certainly in the second half, the Tillamook Cheesemakers have come out with a great deal more intensity than have the Seaside Gulls. Shot is up, and it's good. And it's 44-39. Seaside with the ball, full court pressure. Middow gives to Westerholm. Westerholm clears, and now he'll bring it up slowly into the front zone. As Seaside spreads out their offense, and the Tillamook Cheesemakers put out a 1-2-2 zone defense on the left side. Shot by Clark is up off the glass, no good. Rebound is fought for, pulled down by Seaside. Here's a shot by Westerholm. It's no good. Partially blocked, pulled out of the air by Mark Groshong. Off to Sean Hofford on the right side. Here's a shot by Werner. It's up. It is no good, and the rebound is tipped out of bounds. It is played in by Tillamook. It was tipped out by Mark Smith. So Ken Paulo will play it in. Underneath to Hofford. His shot is no good, and Smith gets the rebound. Keeps it off to Westerholm. To Matt Clark. Matt Clark drives. Matt Clark at the baseline. Up with his shot. It's good. 46-39. Seaside by 7. Again, Werner. Serious pace in the second half. Paulo drives on the left side. His jump shot is up, and it's good. And it's 46-41. Westerholm in the backcourt, driving against Hofford. Still in control of the basketball to Clark across the timeline on the right side. To Westerholm, top of the key. Now to Christian Starling. Back to Westerholm. Westerholm drives, gives to Middow. To Starling, knocked away, out of bounds. It'll go to Seaside. It was touched by Greg Werner, who tried to pin the blame on Middow that time, but didn't get away with it. And Clark will play it in for Seaside. In comes the pass. Oh, it is stolen away by Greg Werner.